plant people, and I'm sitting in the now gutted restaurant that used to be the Vegan Lebanese kitchen here in Bondi with Zed. Thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Man, what happens?
Well, we were doing gangbusters. We were having a solid trade. We had a full restaurant on Monday nights, Tuesday nights. We had a great home delivery service, and COVID came.
Yeah.
COVID came and turned
It's
out...
the new world that we're living in.
So yeah, we've got 32 square metres of usable space, and we're allowed 1 per 4 square metres, and it breaks it down to a number of 8 people, and it's just not feasible anymore, unfortunately.
And this isn't the first obstacle you've come across in your career though, so let's take a little backtrack to the pre-vegan days.
Yep.
You weren't always a plant-based restaurateur, were you?
No, I was one of the biggest meat eaters in Sydney. I was 92 kilos, I was quite heavy, and I realised that protein, it comes in all forms, especially plants. And once I realised that, I thought, you know what, I can ditch meat entirely and get enough protein from my fruits and vegetables. And yeah, I started seeing results very, very quickly.
Was that instrumental in your change of business model, or was it a gradual thing? How, because you've then created this restaurant now, but it wasn't always a restaurant. You started at markets.
Yes.
And I'm imagining that from being a really successful restaurateur in a very different field, right?
Yep.
That then coming into the vegan landscape, that must have been quite an interesting transition for you and for your clientele, correct?
It was. I did have a restaurant previously in my previous life. It was called Zed's Italian and Seafood.
Yep.
So I sold all the meats, all the dairy, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
So that went for 8 years. It was a successful restaurant. The building it was in was part of a motel that my parents owned.
Okay.
So it got sold. When the place was sold for a development site, the restaurant went with it.
Okay.
So I had a break from restaurants for 3 or 4 years, and I swore I would never open up another restaurant again.
I think everyone who's ever owned a restaurant does that.
So it was a very
I've said it too. I'm never doing cafes again. Never ever.
Never say never, they say. So that was quite a big break, and then Mum got sick. I was living on a farm, and I was starting to transition into a plant-based lifestyle. Not quite. I was still eating fish, still eating cheese.
Yeah.
Then Mum called me up and said she had an aggressive form of breast cancer, and that just rocked my world.
So you became research-driven, and your research led you to discoveries about food.
Absolutely. I remember going upstairs, had a bit of a sob for 5 minutes, and said, no, that's not what I do. I got onto my phone and started researching, and everything led me towards a raw vegan diet.
Yes.
To ditch all animal products and go raw vegan. And so we got Mum into it. We hired a plant-based chef to come and teach us how to cook plants. Okay. And it went amazing. So
it's awesome.
Yeah, that's where the idea of Vegan Lebanese came up, because I lived out west and there was just no vegan food whatsoever, let alone vegan Lebanese food. And for me to go vegan as a Lebanese man, you have to give up some favourite foods like your kaftas and your labins and your labni and your chickens, all the stuff that I used to dearly love. And I thought I can recreate this. And
beautiful segue. How?
Yeah.
Because when we think about Lebanese food, right, you in your mind it conjures up all of these big cuts of meat, like skewers, like all of this stuff that was obviously also part not only of your diet but of your culture. Like it's really culturally ingrained, right?
Yeah.
So how do you do it? Let's talk about your food. Like how do you make and recreate something that is meat for people who want it, who want the texture, who want the flavor? Because you've done it.
I have done it.
You've recreated it.
Yeah, everything.
Now I want to know how.
Well, I did a Bachelor of YouTube.
I love it.
So yeah, I made sure I had unlimited data, and I got researching on my iPhone 5 at the time, and just researched.
Oh, those were the days.
Yeah, so I started researching, and I had to find a substitute for dairy, and I found cashews. So I thought we can make dairy from cashews, and then all these beautiful plant-based meats started coming up. Yeah, you got your plant-based chickens and your plant-based meats and your lambs, and I thought let's try it out and let's try and flavour them with just the same way we flavour normal meat. So we're not doing anything special here. We're basically getting a kilo of plant-based meat instead of a kilo of a kilo of meat from a cow, and flavouring it the same way we normally flavour a Lebanese meal, and it comes out exactly the same. There's not much difference to it, to be honest.
There's a lot of people that are going to be skeptical of that.
There is, but all they have to do is come out and try the food, and I'll give them a money back guarantee. Actually, I'll give them $100 on top if they don't like it, because our chicken shawarma is our best seller by a country mile, and it's easy because when you flavour chicken, no one likes eating raw chicken. So you flavour chicken.
No, they don't.
You flavour chicken. You flavour
don't.
beef with vegan flavours. You don't flavour cow flesh with pig flesh.
No.
You use vegan flavours, so it's really easy. So it's basically recreating the texture of meat, which these companies have done, and the flavours is up to us.
Yeah.
And the flavours are very, very strong in the Lebanese cooking, like the Lebanese 7-spice. That's so powerful, and cumin, it can overpower anything. So, yeah, no one likes eating raw meat besides my father. So, yeah, it wasn't that hard. There was a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
But we got it right after a couple of weeks, and we've sold so much kafta. It looks the same, it smells the same, it tastes the same.
I've tried pretty much everything on the menu, and I find it really challenging now. So I honestly feel sometimes like I'm cheating on my veganism when I have things as good as the product, and like I mean it. It's really, really, really good.
Yeah.
So let's now talk about the journey of this business in particular. So is it now Vegan Lebanese Street Kitchen? Is that what
we started it as Vegan Lebanese Street Food.
Yep.
Unfortunately, this now is closed down.
Yep.
We've opened up Vegan Lebanese Bondi Beach, and we're just about to move to Alexandria in a dark kitchen, which will run our online store, and will service 13 more amazing suburbs like Newtown, Erskinville, Chippendale, all those sort of cool suburbs.
Great, we'll put that in the comments later.
Yeah, there's about 143,000 people that we'll be able to service.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The first thing that I heard about Vegan Lebanese, this venue that we're sitting in right now, was actually from a non-vegan person.
That's amazing.
And I love that because I hadn't heard of you yet. And they were like, have you been to this awesome, to the Vegan Lebanese place on Bondi Road? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how do I not know about this?
Yeah.
So good. Like, I think we had the Metza, and like, it was just...
You had a bit of everything.
A bit of everything.
Yep.
It's always the best way to go when you're trying something new, I think.
Yep.
But then beyond that, like I guess recently too, like branched out and tried like your lamb wrap, which is called the
lamb shawarma.
Shawarma.
Yes. To be honest with you, I didn't know how to cook one Lebanese meal at all when I started the restaurant.
No way.
I bought everything from a Lebanese caterer. I'll give them a plug. Al Asil restaurant out of Greenacre. They're massive caterers. So I bought everything off them thinking that would work. So I learnt one meal at a time, and it took me about 12 months to knock over the menu, literally. Now I make everything on the menu. Absolutely everything.
So incredible.
Yeah.
And you really do pride yourself on this healthier way of also making this cuisine, right?
Absolutely.
So talk to me a little bit about that, because there's an option on your menu for like a baked falafel or a fried falafel.
There is.
You know.
There is. It's a new option. So we opened up down at Bondi Beach, and we didn't have fries at the time because I was anti-oil. We had no deep fryer in the kitchen for 2.5 years, and I swore I'd never own one. Owning Vegan Lebanese Bondi Beach, and I'm getting my best mates come in with their little kids, and then they're going to a Porto's on that side, Hungry Jack's on the other, to get fries. Thinking, what? I need to get some type of healthy fry on the menu if there's such a thing.
Okay.
And just to capture that market.
Yeah.
So now we only use 100% organic fries.
Good.
Organic potatoes, sorry, and we use an organic oil.
Yep.
So now we've got an organic fry that captures that market. So
good. Take him.
Yeah, we use organic where we can. So we've got the green, red, and black organic rice from Forbidden Foods.
Lovely.
There's quite a bit. Not everything is organic, but we're trying our best to eventually make the whole menu organic.
Because it is about what we put in, right?
Absolutely.
And we want it to be the best thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
So our new slogan is fast food redefined. So that's where we're going.
Love it.
We want to change fast food as it stands today.
Do it.
And it's quite easy because they're all just serving up crap. They don't really care about your health. It's just about the bottom line. And it is a tough market because meat is heavily subsidised.
Yes.
So they've got a very big advantage. And unfortunately, plant-based meats are not cheap.
No.
And they're not subsidised yet. But we're still trying to...
They're not subsidised yet.
Yet. Yeah, exactly. Gladys Berejiklian, are you listening?
Yeah. Come on, guys.
So,
it's 2020, get with it.
Yeah, so and it should be. There's no chemicals, no hormones, no antibiotics in plant-based meats. So it's the carbon footprint producing these meats is far smaller than producing cow's meat or pig's meat.
Totally. And one more thing about this move. So this venue got shut down essentially because of the COVID-19 pandemic that we're all enjoying at the moment. And so straight away you were like, I need a solution. And was it hard to find this next venue?
It was actually impossible. And I had a very, very good friend of mine who owns Cha-Cha's vegan ice cream or vegan gelato.
Oh yes, I know them, the Nalini's team.
Yeah, the Nalini's team. So she gave me a call one day and she knew I was after her shop. And she said, you know what, I'm now pregnant and I'm looking at giving the shop up. Would you like to take over? And I was, hell yeah. So
You ask and you receive, huh?
Yeah, we did. We did a fantastic collaboration. So we're still selling their food, their ice cream.
Their ice cream, and it's amazing. Yeah. If people are in Bondi once, they're walking past, they have one opportunity to buy something, what's your pick?
A chicken shawarma, without a doubt. Because
there's not even a hesitation there.
No, there's
no hesitation. Why?
Oh, number one, it's tasty as hell. It's really, really tasty.
Okay.
It's our best seller. Mm-hmm. Just in front of falafel, and then the lamb's behind falafel, but they sell really well. The texture's perfect. We buy our seitan off Susie Spoon, who's another vegan icon. Yeah, she's unreal.
I want her to be on this one time. So Susie?
Yeah, good on you, Susie. She's doing really good things for the community.
Of course.
She makes it easy for us. We get the chicken in kilo packs, and we marinate it just the same way we marinate chicken breasts, and it's beautiful. Meat eaters don't know the difference. And 9 out of 10 of our customers are meat eaters. Yeah. So only 10% of our customers are vegans, which is incredible. And when I opened the restaurant, I thought it would be the other way around, 90% vegans to 10% meat eaters, but it's the opposite way, which gives us a lot of promise.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you so much for talking to me, Zed.
No problem. Thank you.
If people want to follow Zed and his journey, where do they go? Okay,
we've got our Instagram page. It's Vegan Lebanese Bondi Beach. Or if you want to see the back end of building the restaurant with a couple of naughty words, it's Zed the Vegan Leb on Instagram.
Awesome.
And that's pretty much it. And we're on Facebook as well, which is not that active, but I've got a young girl called Taylor who's helping me part-time with some PA work. Awesome. And she's going to start firing the Facebook up as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. And we'll see you next time on Plant People.
See ya.
Well, that's it for this episode of Plant People. Don't forget to comment, hit like and subscribe. And follow us on Instagram at plantpeople.tv. And if you are a plant person or you know any plant people, hit us up in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. See you next time.